Hi, my name is Blake Reyes. This is my first video, so I figured, hey, why not just jump right in with the most embarrassing things that I've ever done so no one can talk about them later because I already will have. We're going to go chronologically, so we're going to start with first grade. Now, in my first grade class, we had what were called watermelons. Now, these watermelons you could use to go to the bathroom, which I don't really get in the first place because, like, I'm in elementary school. What am I going to do if I say I'm going to go to the bathroom? Where am I going to ditch to? But so anyway, I had run out of apples.
Watermelons, dumbass.
3, and I think it was super hard to earn them if I'm remembering right. And so I said, hey, can I go to the bathroom? The teacher said no. I had to poop so bad. And I was like, hey, it's kind of an emergency because, that usually works on teachers. She said, do you have a watermelon? I said no. So I didn't get to go to the bathroom. This went on about 3 or 4 more times. And on the 4th time, as I was asking her, I said, can I go to the bathroom? She said no. And I pooped my pants. And so I'm sitting there, this shook little 6-year-old boy with poop in my little like flash underwear. And so I waddle back to my desk because I don't know why, but there was more than enough room in those pants for that poop to be chilling out in there. And so I sit down sideways on my desk so I don't squash this poop and just rub it all into my butt. And so we were working on something that day that required us to get up and grab construction paper from another desk. And so I went up to grab my construction paper and stuff, and I would waddle up to the front because I had pants full of poop. And I would grab the construction paper, come back, and keep doing that. And so eventually I sat down and I didn't feel the poop anymore. So I start to panic and I frantically look around the room, try in hopes of seeing this poop right next to my desk or something. But I look and it's sitting right in front of the desk that has the construction paper at it. And so one by one, all the kids in my class start to notice this poop chilling in the middle of the room. And no one's saying anything to the teacher, and I don't get why. But so they're all dodging my poop. And eventually the special needs kid in my class walks up to grab his construction paper, and he picks it up with his hand. In his hand, I'll demonstrate. My tiny little boy poop in his hand. He picks it up, he goes, what is this, a stick? Realizes that it is a poop in his hand, goes, ah! And throws this poop back onto the ground, which then gets the teacher's attention. She calls the custodian in, and the custodian comes, he cleans everything up, and then one of the ladies from the office tells us, if you ever need to go to the bathroom, just go. We're not going to be mad at you. If you need to go to the bathroom that bad, just leave class and just go. And I interpreted that very wrong leading into 2nd grade, which that's another story all on its own. We're just sticking with the very embarrassing moments right now. And the teacher definitely knew it was me the whole time too because she was staring at me. Instance number 2, when I was 15 and I had first started my job at Sonic. For those of you who don't know, when you start there, you have the choice to either be a car hop who has skates on or a car hop who doesn't have skates on. I chose to be one who did have skates on because someone had told me that you get more tips that way, which I later found out was incredibly false. However, I wore the skates anyway, but the big problem with them was I don't know how to stop in skates. So whenever I would deliver food to someone's car, I would slam into the pole with the tray in my hand and be like, oh, here you go. And I think that got me a lot of pity tips because I didn't know how to skate. And you're probably wondering, why didn't you just take the skates off? And that's because the manager was the absolute worst. And I remember it was kind of early on when I started working, and my feet were covered in blisters from wearing these rollerblades all day. And so I came in one day with just my shoes on, my normal shoes. And my manager said, ready to wear your skates today? I said, I don't really think so. My feet, they hurt really bad, and they're covered in blisters. And she says, oh, okay. Then do you want to go home? And I said, no, I'd prefer to work. And she goes, then put your skates on. And so I never got to take them off. Now, I remember there was a rumor going around for a while that a girl who I went to high school with, I went to church with this girl, had started doing porn. And no one had seen her since she had started doing this. But my mom somehow found the video and talked about how she couldn't act in it. That was a whole other thing. Anyway. So one day I'm at work, someone orders food, and I look out the window and it's the porn girl. And I immediately tell my manager that I'm friends with. I'm like, holy shit, dude, look, it's her right out there. And he's shaken to his core. I'm shaken to my core. And she ordered 5 Route 44 drinks. Now, the Route 44 drinks are kind of self-explanatory. It's 44 ounces of beverage. But the problem is each tray only has 4 slots for drinks. Wait, no, she ordered 6 actually. She ordered 6 Route 44 drinks. And so 4 in the cup holders and 2 just like wobbling around on the tray. I had no business taking this out, and I told my manager that from the second I picked it up, but she said, "You're going to take it out anyway." And I said, "Okay, Cheryl, go off, I guess." And so I went out there. Like, from the second I opened the door, it was already wobbling. Like, I think one like fell over, but nothing fell out of the cup, so I just picked it up and kept going. And so I skate outside, and there's the tiniest little slope on the street. And I went and just went vroom and started taking off out of nowhere. And so I'm about to get to her driver's side door, and she points to the passenger side door. So I try to like turn really quick, but I slide and fall, and I like throw all of the drinks with me. Hang on, let me do the math. All 264 ounces of beverage, 16 pounds of soda that I threw all over the ground. And so this girl, she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I'm like sitting there, sticky, covered in nerds, covered in ice, soaking wet. The pavement is like all stained, and I'm like trying to look like a baby deer trying to get back up on these skates that I have no business being on in the first place. That was that was very rough. And then the second time around, the manager tried to have me take it out again. And so when one of them fell off again because I don't know how to skate, she said, "Okay, someone else go take it out," which I don't get why she didn't do in the first place. Another thing, there were so many people that day. It was packed. It was like a hot July day, so you know the whole town was there. It was a very good time. Such a good time, in fact, that an old man took pity on me and gave me $5 as a tip. Now, I think I was also 15 in this next one, but this one was probably one of the roughest ones that happened. So it was my first season swimming, and I did what is called breaststroke. And breaststroke is when you go above the water, breathe in, go below, and you breathe out, and you up, out, you know, all that. And so it was my very first meet. I had no business being in this pool, and they hadn't even taught me how to go off of the starting block yet. And so the race starts. I'm very panicked already because like it's packed. It's the only swim meet in both of the years that I did swimming that was fully packed. And so I go off the board, except you're supposed to go off like that, but I went off like that and just sunk like almost immediately. So I was like, "Oh boy, I did that wrong." And so I start swimming, and everyone is already so far ahead of me. This is 100 yards, which means back and forth twice. So I get started on doing my laps. As I enter 75, which is the way back, the way there for the second time, I notice, oh my God, I'm the only one that's still swimming. It was already super rough. And so I start to panic, and I'm like, okay, I need to get there much faster now. So I shoot under the water, except I panicked and I breathed in. And so I breathed in all that beautiful chlorine soaked in other boys' juices water. Such a good time. And then I come up, but I breathe out. And so now my entire breathing cycle is messed up for the rest of the lap. And so I go under, breathe in, come up, breathe out, go under, breathe in. And this goes on for some time until I'm halfway through the pool. And then my lungs just can't handle how much water I'm ingesting at this point. So I stop in the middle of the pool, like fully stand up out of the water and start going, and like dead silent. Nothing else is happening. All eyes are on me at this point. And so I go, I'm coughing, and they just go, whoa, whoa, and they almost threw up in this pool. And I was so pissed. I was like, wow, my coach is gonna be so proud of me for like trooping through this, but I'm already devastated because my mom, everyone is watching me. I have just humiliated myself. Like, there's no coming back from this. I finish the lap, get out, go talk to my coach. She goes, oh yeah, you got disqualified. If your feet touch the pool, then you just don't get to like, you don't get a rank or anything. And I was like, that's cool, I love that, thanks. All three of those were very good examples of times that I wanted the earth to come up and swallow me whole and never spit me back out again. Please subscribe if you liked this video. I need it really bad so that way I can change this URL I made from when I was 9 years old. It would be greatly appreciated if you liked this video, sent it to someone, because I could really use that too. Thank you in advance.